All right, I'm on hole number 6 of the Redwood Cup Tournament. Monday's practice round in the rookie division, playing in my 99 count low-level clubs. No practice. I'm just out playing, and I'm just out playing, and I'm just like seeing what my clubs can do. And my clubs aren't going to be good on this. So I have two options here. With my upper developed account and a bigger ball, you can get out into this area right here, and you can get over here. You can. I'm not sure if you brought a big enough ball, if you might, because I went back and watched the video to see where my bounce was out here. I didn't do any overpower. But if I did overpower with a power 5 ball and you got an upper developed club, you might be able to get out here far enough that you could get a bounce on this fairway, and you might actually be able to get to this fairway, which would be even better. But I just did a rough bump out here to bleed onto this fairway and then took the shot in. What I didn't like about this shot was coming into the cup, the angle from where I was at over here, and I just barely made it over. I was on this trajectory, and so I had to come in. This looks like it's flat right here, but it actually, here's the sand trap, and then it drops down, and so there's a hill right here, and I had to come in on that hill, and I don't normally like to come in on that because a lot of times in the real world you get an irregular bounce. What happens is it comes in like this, and one of two things will happen. It'll hit this at the right angle, and it'll slide, and then it won't bounce anymore. It'll just scoot. Or in the real world, it'll slide a little bit and then it'll bounce forward and you get an irregular bounce. And that's kind of what happened right there. I would have liked to have come in a little bit more on this angle, but in order to do that, I would have had to be way out here or on this fairway. And with these clubs, any talk about getting over there is really not going to be an option. So my options here is to get out into this area and try and clear these trees. And now I was out here in this little branch right here. My ball guide said I was going to be fine. But when I took the shot, I clipped it. And I did notice that. So I want to definitely make sure any shot that I do goes around these trees, or I need to get out here far enough that I can clear them and just go straight at it. What I'm going to take here, because I'm not exactly sure. Trying to get around this. What I'm going to do is I have several options here. We could do a max overpower shot, and I tried this with an APOC to get around the corner, and you can. I did it where I put everything on it, and I ended up in the rough out here. I did it twice because I was trying to get as close to this area as I could. One of my teammates did it with an APOC 4 and didn't have any top spin on it, max side spin. White ring off of this transition was a good place to start, and they ended up coming forward and staying in the fairway and I think they were more like on this side right here. But if you put top spin on it, you're going to end up in this rough. But I don't have an APOC in this count at all because I haven't played any Tour 7. So I have two options. And let's see which one is the better option. So I should take 2 bags, and I'm comfortable with either one of these clubs. I'm either using a QB or I'm using a big topper. And so distance-wise, like raw distance, I'm a little bit better off with my big topper. Curl-wise, I'm better off with my quarterback. So I'm going to take my quarterback. It's all about curl. So if I had more curl in my big topper, I take my big topper. But I don't, because I would rather play with my big topper because I think with the more top spin, I could pick up more yardage out there. The question is that if I get out there, what kind of secondary club am I going to need? I mean, this sniper's not going to get it done. So, and that Guardian's not going to get it done. I'm going to have to take my big dog. I'm going to have to take it, and let's just try it out. So I'm going to use a Titan only because I have more of them. Let's get that chest started, just in case. Play golf. We'll try this shot out. We'll see what it takes. We'll see what it takes to get her done. Get her done, get her done, get her done, get her done. I could do a max overpower hook shot with my quarterback. I'm going to be 3 rings off. Give myself a little room for maneuver. And that should put me on a trajectory, maybe going out towards this tree. And let me pull back just a bit. I'm going to go 2.5 rings off. So it's 2-8. I'm going to do a 3 ring pull. Hitting it perfect. And see if that'll get me out there onto that other fairway and kind of like what that looks like. Now it's going to get me in the rough. Woo! Man, that is like one blade of grass away from being on there. So what I need to do on that is pull it back just a little bit. I had plenty of landing space. Pull it back and either I not use as much topspin or pull it back a little bit so that because where I came in, I had plenty of room to the right. So as you make the bend around the curve and you're trying to get depth in that fairway, I had plenty of room on the right-hand side. So I could have pulled the ball back a little bit to give myself a little bit more breathing room there. And so this is the shot that I was in this area right here, and that tree right there, I didn't see that tree when I was setting the shot up, or I'm not sure exactly what I did, but I definitely clipped. So kind of distance wise, 3-4 gets 2 point, what is it? 2.1 per ring, 2.5. I'm gonna go about a ring and a half. Put some curl on it. Lots of curl. See if I can bring it back around to the hole. Now I have 0 chance there of picking up an Albie, but that shot, other than the fact that I scared the hell out of myself on the drive shot, I had plenty of room left in my big dog. So you don't need to get quite that much distance out there. So you could take that shot with the QB, even if you didn't pull it back a little bit more, so that you could try and get more in the center of that fairway. If you could get more in the center of that fairway, you actually would have a shot even from distance like that. You'd at least have an Albie shot. So a Titan, somewhere on there was a plus number on how many yards forward I was from a white ball. And I could probably come in another 3 or 4 yards from that spot and maybe put on one less than max topspin. And that would have been a pretty decent shot. I'm going to miss this. And how many holes do I got left? I'm going to miss this so that I can go for it on the rest of the holes. Tank it. That's a pretty easy shot to do with a Firefly. If you got low developed stuff, I'm a big fan of the Firefly. I really have no experience with any other wedges other than a Firefly and a Rapier. Firefly's not the most accurate club in the bag when it's lower level, but it gets the job done. There was a lot of times I vary for a very short period of time. You get one of those other ones, a dart or a skewer or one of those other clubs, and you'd try it out, and you'd miss shots. One of the reasons I missed shots when I was first starting is you tend to offset off the cup, and like you're anticipating that there's going to be some wind and you don't aim towards the flagpole. Typically when you're on the fringe, you want to aim right at the flagpole. There's very little usually. Now it's a little different when you're using backspin and you've got that big, you're trying to get to the hole. But if you're using a club that's got topspin on it and you're running it up, very seldom do you ever is wind going to really play a factor. All right, that was hole number 6 of the Redwood Cup. Monday's practice round in the rookie division. Thanks for watching.